none of my hotkeys are working, so I'm trying to fix that real quick. Stand by. Camera gonna work? I have to turn it off. Okay, what's happening there? Hate this. I did my makeup and everything. I look cute. You guys have to see how cute I look. No, it's just... a little bit dark. Let's see if we can't change that. There we go. So let's get Mass Effect up now that we got that worked out. Jeez, love technical difficulties. Good afternoon. Happy October. Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, so as you can see, I am all out. As all out as I can be. Yeah, so I want to get done at least 2 loyalty quests because I really want to get done with Mass Effect 1. No, this is a wig. I really love my wigs, so... Actually, I need to see what we got. I don't remember. Thank you! I actually did dye my hair blue for a little bit after I broke my wrist, but it faded out real quick, so. Okay. Who should we do first? Like I said, I would like to dye my hair more often, but I don't. Let's actually save the crashing ship first, if I can. Yeah, I would like to dye my hair too, but my hair is really fragile, so it's easier to get the wigs and wear wigs instead. Plus, I have short hair, but I really like having long hair, and it's better for me to wear wigs to have the long hair than struggle with my long hair every day. Are these going through the wrong... I think these are not... Cool. Alright. We'll try Samara, just to see. I think this is going through the wrong input. Great. I think my sound is going through my speakers instead of my headphones, so I have to check. Yes, it is going through my speakers. I don't want to give you guys an echo. Hopefully the game won't mess up with that. Okay, yeah. And once again, I messed up and I don't like it. No, not that. I have fucking stuff pulled up and it doesn't work with me and it hates me. And I hate you for it, just a little bit, computer. We love technical difficulties. Is that it? No, it didn't do it, but it's fine. I remember the important ones. We'll level up your Reeve just a bit. Good enough.
Warning. Collision with the planet's surface is imminent. I am transmitting a countdown to advise you of the time remaining until impact.
I hate timed things. But what can I do?
Punch through their arm. There we go.
On my way.
Branch one.
Okay, wow. This ship is fucked. Thank you, Control-Alt-Delightful. I'm sorry you can't stick around.
Impact shot.
Neutralized one.
I'll light him up.
I hope this goes well.
I will hold them.
I'll light him up.
Taking fire.
And stay down.
Let's see here. There we go.
We've done it.
Okay. That's it? Jeez, why didn't I do that sooner? Okay, so yeah, now loyalty quests. I think I'm gonna do Tali first. Not the fuel depot. We didn't use any fuel or probes. So, yeah, let's go get Tali. Don't know why she's not loyal to me. After all, we went through the entire last game together, but it's fine. I like Tali's quest, so it's all good. My wrist is bothering me. So we have to take Tali. And let's face it, I probably need a biotic more than I need Garrus's tech skills. So We really didn't get to use tomorrow, so we'll try her. Plus, I think she'll be a little bit more diplomatic. I might be giving her too much credit.
This is Talizora Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted.
That's sweet.
Welcome home, Talizora.
We'd like a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
That's sweet.
Captain Shepard, Talizora told me a lot about you. I wish we could be meeting under more pleasant circumstances.
I've never actually reached the rank of captain. Technically, I'm no longer in the Alliance military at all.
You're the commander of the Normandy, responsible for the lives aborted. That entitles you to respect among our people. May you stand between your crew and harm as you lead them through the empty quarters of the stars.
Keep us alive. It's an old ship captain's blessing, Shepard.
Like, honestly, that's so sweet. They're like, oh, we're gonna call you captain because it's a term of respect. And it's like, aw.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
I understand. As the commander of the vessel she serves on, your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk. They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
What?
That's insane. I never brought active Geth aboard.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
only
remember
sent
that.
parts
Okay.
and pieces.
Let's deal with that later, Tali. What's our next step, Captain?
Technically, I'm under orders to place Talizora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck. You should speak with Admiral Ra. She's waiting for you up ahead.
Okay.
I can't believe they're charging Talizora with such a thing.
If Talizora can't even get a Quarian captain to stand for her, she's as good as convicted.
She doesn't fly with a Quarian captain, to be fair, so...
Talizora vas Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Auntie Ron! Shepard vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaran vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I
Unfortunate.
imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
Okay. Jeez. Well, in that case, why are we speaking to you?
I take it being
Because she
associated
matters
with a
to
human
Tali
ship is a
and the
bad
game
sign.
makes us.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Talizora Vasnima. Whatever we must call you legally.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
We really should have
Indeed,
studied
she
more
does,
Quarian
Captain
law
Shepard.
before we did this.
She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
I do give
So-
the orders.
You would actually speak for my defense.
I'll do everything in my power to help you, Tali.
Thank you, Shepard. I could not ask for a better counselor.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about.
Very
Present
rarely.
the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
Love that dramatic music.
This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Kill us alive. The accused Tali Zora Vas Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Who else is gonna defend her? Like, really?
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard Vas Normandy, your crew member Tali Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Vas Nima, a proud member of the migrant fleet. I regret that her captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Chorus, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tali, you're accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
How could Tali have brought Geth to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
To clarify, Shepard, Tali isn't accused of bringing back entire units, only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
But I would never send active Geth to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
She didn't know that happened.
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
Oh no.
What?
Dad!
Oh, Keela.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet.
Heck
Normandy
yeah.
stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you bastet!
You intend to retake the Alarai from the Geth? This proposal is extremely dangerous.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided. You will attempt to retake the Alarai. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are. But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Let's go.
So we'll talk to the admirals,
Right.
just in case.
The sooner we get to the Alarai, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever
Loyalty to the fleet is about...
Shepard? How did you get onto the Raya?
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I hope you didn't really do what they said you did.
No, Vitor. I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well,
I'm
good.
kind of upset that
can
I cut
help
off
you with
Evie,
anything?
but...
I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
Do you remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind, I
Vitor, come back. It's okay.
want to help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't
It's
worry,
fine.
Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
I feel bad for Vitor.
Thank you.
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech just yet.
I talked to them. So did that soldier, Cal Rieger. We both told them about how you helped us. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Vitor. Thank you.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander.
He's
It's only
getting
because of your
therapy
help that
now,
I've come this
so... That's good, I guess.
Tali Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarai. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
Pleasure to meet you,
Like,
Commander
I love
Shepard.
the design of
We
the
owe you a
Quarian
debt of
suits
gratitude
so
for your
much.
actions against the Geth.
Tali was with me. Saren and the Geth would have destroyed us all without her help.
Your political
Not
machinations are
really,
transparent,
but-
Commander. They are also unnecessary. If you and your father were actually experimenting on active Geth subjects, then you are simply idiots. No reason to waste resources on a trial. If not, then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Again, no trial is needed to determine that.
Wow.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
Then this can't have anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth. Sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Garrus sees an enemy that must be crushed. Zalcorus would run away and hide on some new colony world. Shalaran is still undecided. I had thought Rail to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
If we don't find Rail alive on the Alarai, what do you think will happen?
The power balance will be disrupted. Han loses a vote for his foolish and self-destructive war. That would favor peace then, as Shalaran is too careful to risk her own neck. But if the Admiral replacing Rail agrees with me, things could become very exciting.
You support experiments on living creatures.
Rail should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery on a childhood toy.
The fact that you performed surgery on your childhood toys explains a great deal, Admiral.
A ship travels faster than I can. With the right programming, it can choose locations, even defend itself when attacked. But it is just a machine. It was built for
Yeah,
the
but if
sole
the
purpose
machine
of
is
serving its master,
too
and
intelligent.
it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
We're not debating
Let that ancient
sentiency.
warship, Gerrus, and the cowardly Zalcorus be the ones to chart this course? I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
To determine whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth.
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora. I wish to return the Geth to the control of their rightful masters, the Quarian race.
I don't think that'll work out for you. I really don't think that's a great idea,
Thank you for
lady.
the information.
Sorry.
It was a pleasure to meet you,
I don't
Commander.
agree.
Carl Rieger.
Shepard,
Oh yeah, this
Tali
guy.
Zora. Good to see you both. Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Tali Zora. I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Carl.
Just
Who
stating facts,
voices
ma'am.
him? Because he sounds like vaguely familiar.
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Ron
I'll
asked
look
my
that up
opinion
later.
about the Geth since I'd fought on Haystrom.
Or I can look it up now.
Garrus are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were hesitant, but, well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarai. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy?
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haystrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing
Adam
the mass of
Baldwin,
the
that's
star's
why.
interior. Techs are worried.
My brother and I watched Firefly and Serenity together, so of course he sounds
Do you
familiar.
think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haystrom's son?
Keela, I hope not. They can screw up a star. Our chances in war are even worse than I thought.
I don't
Yeah.
think this is the Geth. It would take massive time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately. It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
I hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
What does that dark energy buildup mean? Is it something we should worry about?
Is it something we
Sorry,
should
Shepard,
worry
I don't know
about?
what it means. Just that it has the scientists worried.
Hopefully it's
So,
isolated.
yes.
Some rare phenomenon.
Probably.
If dark energy can destabilize
This
solar
is
material.
loud.
Probably not something to worry about now. But resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars suddenly going dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet of our own is the right idea.
Have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haystrom.
Better.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though.
Better-ish.
Figured I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
With your immune systems, it couldn't be easy for Quarians to fight a war. You'd lose more people to infection than injury.
We can't afford a frontline attack, that's for sure. Have to fight smart. Ideally from orbit.
We do have stockpiles of antibiotics. It's not as though everyone would die from a single shot.
No, Shepard's right. You've only seen our strikeouts, Tali. Don't have all the fancy equipment in a frontline fight. Supplies get strained. Things get ugly, fast.
So, ideally, you're masters of ship-to-ship combat. Great.
We should get going.
Good luck on the Alarai. Stay safe out there.
Shepard spoke well to the emeralds.
Hell yeah, I did.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
That is messed
the
up.
admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake the Alarai. That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
I know you're trying to help her, Admiral, but that was over the line.
She has nobody else to speak for her, Shepard. I am doing everything in my power. That's what her father would have wanted.
Don't say it like that. He could still be alive on that ship.
Yes, he
We
could
should
be.
get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything
If
else
he's
I can
very,
tell you?
very lucky. I don't remember if he's actually alive yet.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarai.
Even during the hearing, Tali's first thought is to protect the fleet.
Tali, I'm glad Admiral Rahn got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
As she should
I
be.
wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard, Admiral Hangarel Vasnima. You got Admiral
The coward.
Chorus backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. I'm glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
I'm just here to help Tali, Admiral.
I'm glad someone is.
You know, like you
Believe I'm
aren't.
innocent, don't you, Admiral?
I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever Rail was doing, it blew up in his face. The ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
That's
Admiral,
depressing,
my father,
though.
your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali. But if Sharla hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai. That's
Great.
where we stand.
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's
Does
always been
she?
in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rail's research. Admiral Chorus is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
You disagree with Admiral Chorus's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
Potentially
He's a
both.
damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago. He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. Crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rail and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rail looked at me and said, "We're underage. They can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual.
Well.
That's Rail for you.
Sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tali bringing back equipment.
You noticed that, did you? Tali's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
I hope the Quarian people find some place to live, Admiral. But it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
Good point.
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
That's also
Thank you,
another
Admiral.
planet to risk, though, so... let's talk to this guy who hates us.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vasnima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalcorus Vas Qwib-Qwib. Do
Qwib-Qwib.
not ask about the name.
I love it.
I take no pleasure in this, Tali,
I
truly.
love it.
You
Qwib-Qwib.
have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
Can you tell me anything about the LRI?
Only
It's
that you should
amazing.
have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how
She's
dangerous
not
that would
stupid.
be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
You have a ship named Qwib-Qwib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures.
I love it.
And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Deferens or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Qwib-Qwib. And I will not flee because of petty insults.
You shouldn't. That's an amazing name. I love it. I would join your crew. It's amazing. Please, let us join the crew of the Qwib-Qwib.
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely.
I love it.
Her actions against Saren are to be lauded. But like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
I don't hate this guy, like in all honesty, but he hates us, so I hate him purely on the fact that he's not kind to my girl Tali.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rael'Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld,
That was
rather
further
than find
back
a
than
new
I thought it would
colony
be.
and adapt.
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups. That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments
agree
you
with
helped
him
in
there.
Talizora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
We should move on.
Like, he's a very
Goodbye,
reasonable
Talizora.
man, and I
Be well.
appreciate that.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your
You're
father's
certainly
plans for
unkind.
war were wrong.
Now, let's go storm a ship. I think it's in this direction. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, let's go. Like,
Human can wipe a crowd, I'll admit that much.
you're all complimenting me. But really, like, my tech powers, they're very useful against the Geth. I just don't like fighting the Geth.
If anyone can retake the Alarai, Talizora can.
I'm gonna be doing most of the work, to be fair.
My father dead or trapped on the Alarai? My name stripped? How could you not tell me this, Captain?
I'm sorry.
She's rightfully angry.
I was under orders from Admiral Ran herself. I couldn't say anything. She wanted to get you onto the Alarai. She said that the Admiralty Board needed to see your reactions. For what it's worth,
Yes,
I'm
they
sorry.
did. I mean,
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
I'm going to question you.
Who decides where the migrant fleet is going?
That's a more complex question than you might think. The Conclave votes on where we're going, but the Admiralty works out how we get there safely. Avoiding areas of piracy, scheduling resupply, that sort of thing.
I love it. I do. I love it. The Qwib-Qwib.
Seems like you're cut out of the loop.
Raya has a representative in the Conclave, like every other ship. But me, personally, I don't get to say in anything that happens beyond my ship's hull. If my crew doesn't like the way things are going, we're free to leave the fleet at any time. Of course, since the Raya produces about a third of the fleet's food,
Serious
they
mode.
try to keep us happy.
Serious mode.
Why is the fleet here? A binary blue giant system isn't the most hospitable place in the galaxy.
Not if you're looking for a planet to land on. We've been doing a lot of deep-range travel. The bulk of the fleet is here to charge up using photovoltaic solar cells. We're running an ice mining operation at the Red Dwarf 6 light years off. They haul it here, and we melt it for water, or crack it into deuterium, hydrogen, and oxygen.
Why did you post guards outside our ship?
Aside from the fact that your crew is Cerberus, technically it's under quarantine. Any accidental intership contact could sicken or kill our crew.
Valid. Very, very valid.
We'll talk to you later, Captain.
See you later, Captain. We're gonna go take back your ship. Okay, where do I leave then?
If Tali Zora is stuck
Okay, there we go.
Captain,
Tali Zora and her father are out of control. This is on them.
I didn't expect a human to be such a good speaker.
Oh, that's rude. Okay, it's rude. We can be good speakers. Right? I'm not, but that's more because I start hyperventilating.
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Tali Zora is guilty.
If Tali Zora is stuck with a human captain, at least it's an eloquent one.
Yes, at least it is an eloquent one. I am very eloquent when you know it's a predetermined dialogue.
Tali Zora Vas Nima. Oh, sorry. I mean Vas Normandy.
No offense taken. The change in name was not my choice.
Per Admiral Rand's orders, the shuttle is prepared for you and Captain Shepard Vas Normandy.
Can you tell us anything about what we'll find on the Alarai?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Not many Marines made it back from the initial assault. They talked about massive waves of Geth, though. More than there should have been.
There shouldn't have been any at all.
Right. I mean that they're afraid the Geth are building or repairing more of themselves from materials on the Alarai.
Yikes.
Let's head to the Alarai.
That
Of
is
course.
dangerous.
I'll unlock the shuttle now. Good
As
luck
long
with
as I
those
don't have to
Geth
fight
fellas.
those
Kila
things,
Selah.
I'm good. Kila Selah. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Were they Geth stalkers or something? Yeah, they went like bounced all around and they were impossible. I hated them. Oh, that's nice.
Heads up. I will hold. That one is dead. Shields down.
Always forget. Cryo ammo is not beneficial here,
They're
so.
all yours to kill one.
Down you go. Are they actually down now? Good. Goody good.
Something's slowing down the systems. We're taking down the firewalls to rebalance load distribution. Railzora ordered us to bypass standard safeties. Following security protocols will take too long.
There's a mistake. Big mistake. you go.
This is one of the storage units I sent to Father.
Really? Because it looks like the things that, you know...
Looks like parts from a
shot at
disabled
us.
repair drone, plus a reflex algorithm that I didn't recognize. I got this on Haystrom.
Why did I get a sudden black highlight?
What made a part worth sending back to your father?
It had to be in working order, something that could be analyzed and integrated into other technology.
There's the problem.
Anything new had priority. Technology the Geth had developed themselves, signs of modification, clues to their thinking.
How did you get these things to your father?
Really?
Sometimes I left packages at secure drops in civilized areas. Someone on pilgrimage would see that it was shipped home. For very valuable finds, I'd signal home, and Father would send a small ship.
Haystrom was a war zone. How did you salvage gear in the middle of all that?
These suits have more pockets than you'd think. Quarians have
should,
learned
yeah.
how to salvage whatever we can, whenever we can.
I
Within
killed this in
reason.
pockets.
We're not Vorcha, but we repair what most people would throw away. Hundreds of the ships in our fleet were salvaged wrecks, either found dead in space or purchased for next to nothing.
Does that salvaged gear give you a clue as to what happened here?
No, I don't know. Shepard, I checked everything I sent here.
I
passed
believe
up
you,
great finds
Tali.
because they might be too dangerous, prone to uncontrolled reactivation or self-repair. I don't know which possibility is worse. That I got sloppy and sent something dangerous, or that Father actually did all this.
Who's running the system diagnostic? I didn't authorize... Oh, Keela. How many get their networked?
All of them. Rail Zora.
Shut it down! Shut everything down! They're in the system!
This should come in handy.
Research projects.
There.
This is a giant game of memory, but I'm not good at it. I'm awful at games of memory, like full disclosure. Like the card game, not good at it.
Won't endanger the fleet. They're burning through the door. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. Mommy loves you very much.
That's tragic.
Incoming. Go for the optics. Go for the optics. That one.
I really do miss Overload. Because that took these guys out.
Take that.
get as much ammunition back as we possibly can. I'm running low already. Great.
This console might have something. Most of the data is corrupt.
And it just kicked me. For some reason. Mass Effect 2 does that sometimes, where it just kicks me out when I'm streaming.
They were performing
really bad last
experiments on
time.
Geth systems, looking for new ways
Granted,
to
I
overcome
also
Geth
streamed for
resistance
4
to
hours,
reprogramming.
so...
Do you think testing weapons on the Geth was right?
It's not testing weapons on prisoners, Shepard. I only sent Father parts. Even if he assembled them, they wouldn't be sapient. You saw what Saren and Sovereign did with the Geth. Any research that gives us an advantage is important.
Do you know what kind of tests your father was running?
No, Father just told me to send back any Geth technology I could find that wasn't a direct danger to the fleet. I suspected he might be testing weapons, but I thought he was just working on new ways to bypass shields or armor.
Apparently not.
Could any of that data clear your name?
Doubtful. This is mostly results data, effects of different disrupted hacking techniques. I don't understand all of it. But they may have been activating the Geth deliberately. I don't know. Nothing here says specifically, but if they were, then Father was doing something terrible. What was all this, Father? You promised you'd build me a house on the homeworld. Was this going to bring us back home?
Maybe it's time for your people to let go of reclaiming your world from the Geth.
You have no idea what it's like. You have a planet to go back to. My home is one hull breach away from extinction.
You've got a place here, Tali. Don't throw it away in a war you don't need.
That's true.
Don't need? Shepard, if I don't wear a helmet in my own home, I die. A single kiss could put me in the hospital. Every
It's
time
very
you
different.
touch a flower with bare fingers, inhale its fragrance without air filters, you're doing something I can't. Damn the pilgrimage. Without it, I might never have known what I was missing, what we had lost when we lost our home world.
Have the Quarians considered colonizing
Yes,
the new world?
we talked
We'd
to
have enough
people about
difficulty
this.
reacclimating to our own native environment. Adjusting for exposure to a foreign colony would be even harder. It's the difference between 60 years and 600. For anyone alive now to watch a sunset without a mask, we must take back our home. At the very least, we can take back one ship. Come on.
Tali is going through it. Oh, there we go. Oh gosh, missed him.
What? Got you.
You have them in a bottleneck. It shouldn't be this hard.
That one is dead.
This will all be part of...
Do I not have disruptor ammo?
worried.
I'm just no ammunition at all. Brilliant. Pick up everything, please. Is that everything? There's nothing else? Cool.
First entry. Our hacking attempts failed. The Geth have an adaptive consciousness. Hack one process and the others autocorrect. Still, we're making progress. Rail Zora is convinced we'll have a viable system in less than a year. This weapon will put our people back on the homeworld.
Okay.
And it's all because of Rail Zora.
Father! No. You always had a plan. Masked life signs or an onboard medical stasis program, maybe. You wouldn't. They're wrong.
This is tragic.
You wouldn't just die like this. You wouldn't leave me to clean up your mess.
Hey, come here.
At least she gets a hug.
Damn it.
I hate it when you have
I'm
a
sorry.
character who's like crying like
nothing
this
to
and you
be
can't
sorry
comfort
about.
them at all. It's
Maybe.
like, whoops.
He would have known I'd come. Maybe he left a message.
The main hub will be on the bridge. You'll need to destroy it to stop their VI processes from forming new neural links.
If it's forming new neural links, guess what? It's probably an AI.
They must.
Thanks, Dad.
He knew you'd come for him. He was trying to help you. It's not perfect. It's not what you wanted.
It's
It's the
tragic.
best he could do.
I don't know what's worse.
It's
Thinking he never
tragic.
really cared, or thinking that he did, and that this was the only way he could show it. It doesn't matter. One way or the other, I cared. And I'm here. And we're ending this.
It's okay. I don't need to freak out.
Hostile spotted. Deploying combat drone. Hostile drones.
Get away from me.
Taking heavy fire!
Nice.
Is that everything? Nothing else. That's it. We're good.
This console is linked to the main hub Father mentioned. Disabling it shut down any Geth we missed. It looks like some of the recordings remained intact. They'll tell us how this happened, what Father did.
You sound like you don't really want to hear it.
No. We have to. I know. This is terrible, Shepard.
Yeah.
I don't want to know that he was part of this.
Do we have enough power?
bandwidth to the network.
We're nearing a breakthrough on systemic viral attacks. Perhaps we should inform the Admiralty Board, just to be safe.
No, we're too close. I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. I'm not going to sit and wait while the politicians argue.
We'd have an easier time of it if Tali Zora could send back more working material.
Absolutely.
He made her an unwitting
Tali
accomplice.
exposed to any political blowback.
She already is.
Keep Tali out of this. Assemble a new Geth with what we have. Bypass security protocols if need be.
It sounds like he was doing this for you.
I never wanted this, Shepard. Keela, I never wanted this. Everything here is his fault. I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but this... When this comes up in the trial, they'll... We can't tell them. Not the Admirals, not anyone.
Tali, without this evidence, you're looking at exile.
You think I don't know that? You think I want to live knowing that I can never see the fleet again? But I can't go back into that room and say that my father was the worst war criminal in our people's history. I cannot.
Rail Zora doesn't need you to worry about him anymore. You heard him say he didn't want you to be caught in the politics.
You don't understand, Shepard. They would strike his name from the manifest of every ship he ever served on. He would be worse than an exile. He'd be a traitor to our people, held up for children as a monster in a cautionary tale. I can't let all the good he did be destroyed for this, Shepard.
We're not gonna decide anything here. Let's see what the Admirals say once we get back.
You're my captain in this hearing, Shepard. It's your decision. But please,
I don't want you to be
destroy
exiled.
what my father was. Come on. If we wait too long, they'll decide we're already dead, and none of this will matter.
It's like, oh no, we don't want to not disrespect my father's legacy. The alternative is you getting exiled and never being able to return home, which you made very clear was important to you. So either I disrespect your wishes or you're exiled. Great, great, great. I love it. I love it, Tali. Great. You put me in impossible situations.
We need to face facts. There has been no word. There is no reason to think Tali Zora survived.
It sounds like the hearing is
I'm
already
right here.
underway.
We must trust Shepard's offer of assistance. It's only been a few hours.
The Quarian Marines lasted less than 5 minutes.
A pity Shepard Vast Normandy is a better speaker than a soldier.
Very well. Is the Admiralty Board prepared to render judgment?
Sorry we're late.
Tali Zora Vast Normandy saved the Alarai. I hope this proves her loyalty to the Quarian people.
Her loyalty was never in doubt, only her judgment.
Perhaps Tali Zora can offer something to encourage more trust in her judgment.
Did you find anything on the Alarai that could clarify what happened there?
Shepard, please.
Does Captain Shepard have any new evidence to submit to this hearing?
Tali helped me defeat Saren and the Geth at the Citadel. That should be all the evidence you need.
I fail to see what relevance...
You're not really interested in Tali, are you? This trial isn't about her. It's about the Geth.
This hearing has nothing to do with the
You
Geth.
all admit
You
it.
want people
That's
to sympathize
all
with them.
it has to do with it.
And Garrus wants to go to war. None of you care about Tali. She knows more about the Geth than any other Quarian alive. You should be listening to her, not putting her on trial. Tali Zora saved the Citadel. She saved the Alarai. She showed the galaxy the value of the Quarian people.
Yet they're still
I can't think of
discriminated
stronger
against. I feel like that's
evidence than
important
that.
to note.
Are the Admirals prepared to render the judgment?
I'm not here for this.
Tali
I'm not
Zora,
here for this thing.
In light of your history of service, We do not find sufficient evidence to convict. You are cleared of
Thank
all
goodness
charges.
for Paragon points.
Commander Shepard, please accept these gifts in appreciation for you taking the time to represent one of our people.
If you appreciate me, then listen. The Reapers are coming. I'm going to need your help to stop them. Please don't throw away your lives against the Geth.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. I hope this board carefully considers your advice.
This hearing is concluded. Go in peace, Tali Zora vas Normandy. Kill.the.lights.
Yeah, she's my crew now. You don't get her back.
I can't
You
believe
don't get her
pulled that
back.
off.
She's mine.
What you said. I've never had anyone speak like that on my behalf. Thank you for being there for my father and me. Even when... Thank you.
We can still go back in and get you exiled if you want.
Thanks. But I'm fine
Hey, it's
with
not
things
that hard
like
to get
this.
exiled. Just do this.
It's fun watching you shout.
Bring back a live guest. It's fine. I mean, heck, we can go, get the last party member and bring them back.
Tali, about what your father said. What he did. You deserved better.
I got better, Shepard. I got you.
Aww. It's sweet. It's sweet.
Come on, Tali Zora vas Normandy. Let's get back to our ship.
I'm not embarrassed.
Captain.
I'll take it.
I'm not embarrassed. What are you talking about? It's fine. Gosh. Well, I
was wrong. Tali Zora was innocent after.
Nice talking, Shepard. It's funny how it takes a commander to remind the admirals about military honor. Glad they're off your back, ma'am. And that you didn't have to give them that evidence you found on the LRI.
I didn't say anything about finding evidence, Carl.
Noticed that, ma'am.
Any idea what your next assignment is going to be?
I like this man.
I'm gonna be escorting more techs around to look for signs of dark energy
Him and
buildup.
Vitor, I love them.
Maybe see if
Love
they can
them.
figure out what's causing it. Wherever they send me, it'll have to be less exciting than Haystrom.
What's your take on the war? Are the admirals going to try to retake
Stop.
the homeworld?
I'm in the middle
I
of a
won't shy away from
conversation.
a
Stop
fight,
telling me
but
to
if
end the
admirals
mission.
fleet at the Geth, all they'll
I'm
get
sorry,
back
I'm
is scrap
loud.
metal. The best bet would be for us to find another way. But a soldier can't say unless his
I have a
superiors
little
ask.
I have a little gain knob on my mic, so we're working
Stay
with
safe
that
out there,
to try to
Rigger.
keep it.
You too, Shepard. Ma'am.
Carl, just call me Tali.
I'll work on that, ma'am.
I'll work on that, ma'am.
Hello again, Commander. Good luck, Tali.
Very impressive speech, Commander Shepard. But tell me truly, did you recover any of Rael Zora's research on the LRI?
Nothing that will help you, Admiral.
Pity. Oh well. Whatever is created can be recreated. In any event, I am pleased that our talk regarding the war conundrum allowed you to help Tali. Her exile would have been unfortunate.
You should abandon your plans, Admiral.
Girl,
They're only going to make the situation worse.
We shall see, Commander.
Only gonna make it worse.
Many
It's
things are
only gonna make
impossible
it worse.
until they are done.
Trying to find a balance between me freaking out and the audio going too high and me just talking and the
talk
audio
of
being
war
too
gives
low.
me hope. Maybe we can retake the whole world in my lifetime.
The admirals thought they were hobbling you by forcing you to represent her, Shepard. I'm glad they were wrong. You didn't mention survivors. Did you find real Tali?
My wrist is
I am
bothering
sure he would have
me.
left you a message if he'd had time.
Gosh,
We found Rael's body. He left a message for Tali.
I can only imagine how horrible this is for you, child. But at least you got to hear your father tell you he loved you.
Yes.
Actually, he didn't.
Thank
but
you, Admiral.
Good luck on your mission.
Semantics,
no matter how
I
dark
guess?
it gets, the fleet is always with you. Kill.the.lights.
That's a lie.
I can't...
You called us on the carpet out there, Shepard, and you were right. Thank you. Tali shouldn't have been involved in that argument. Tell me though,
politics.
honestly.
It was all
What
politics
did you
with
find
her as a
over
scapegoat.
You spoke well, but I know a feint when I see it.
Tali, is there anything the Admiral should know?
We found a lot of dead bodies, Admiral. Including my father's, that's all. Whatever research they were doing was destroyed.
I'll take your word for it, Tali. Not that I have much choice. Fight well, and fly safe, kid. Your father would be proud of you.
We're gonna talk to everybody.
Very impressive, Shepard. Thank you for your help on the Alarai.
My
And
robot
thank you
is
for helping
complaining
Rail
to me.
Zora's daughter. You stood for her when we failed. We were wrong to let our own concerns about the war overshadow Tali's trial.
The galaxy needs more people saying what you're saying, Admiral. Good luck.
Thank you, Commander.
Yeah, no, we got a bigger storm coming. We don't need more people dying in a pointless war. We don't. We just don't.
The RLI was a good start, but there are lots more get out there that need killing.
I knew they wouldn't exile Tali, Zora.
Did you? Did you though? Did ya?
Congratulations, Tali Zora. I was skeptical about your choice in captains, but I see now that I was wrong.
Thank you, Captain. I'm just glad that this is over.
You'll always have a place on the Rhine, whenever you decide to come home. Good luck out there.
Yeah, because she was Tali Zora Naraya, and then Tali Zora Vas Nima, and now she's Tali Zora Vas Normandy. Which is weird. Lots of credits. Oh well, at least like I have stuff that I can buy, so it's less I don't end up with way too many credits that I don't spend on anything like in Mass Effect 1. I don't remember if I bought that white armor that I wore. I think I looted it and it was my favorite. I loved ending in that white armor. Yes. It was my favorite. Actually, let's see her little outfit. See? Ooh, outfits. I like her in the standard. And then it's a black and gold, red. Black and gold, red. Oh, I do have cycled appearances for even the ones who haven't already. Yeah, I just have the DLC pack for her. Well, because I know there's gonna be. Aww. This would be really sad if I didn't kill Morinth. I'd feel bad. You know what? At least you got closure. Now, I don't know if we're gonna do Thane or Garrus. We could do Thane and Garrus in one. Yeah, we'll do Thane and Garrus. Then maybe we'll just do Miranda's too? I don't know. Like, I'm thinking maybe I should just get all the loyalty quests done today. But I don't know, we'll have to see where I am when I'm there, because it's been an hour and a half since I first went live, but I actually came online late and then we had all the technical difficulties. We'll see how long I hang in there. We'll see. Because personal stamina is a thing. I don't want to get tired and then not be enjoying the game that I enjoyed so much, and that's the whole reason I decided to stream it, because I enjoy the game. I do ever think I'm done with these. It's not that they're uncomfortable, they're actually incredibly comfortable, but they catch. We're gonna need Garrus and Thane, and we're just gonna stick with them and try to do these without having biotics. It's just gonna be a moment. Oh wow, we've never taken Thane out. Make him a marksman, yeah. Probably shouldn't. I should probably, you know, have more well-rounded characters. Yeah, let's go AoE with that. Not AoE. Yeah, AoE, area of effect. And Garrus, I can't do anything with you, sir! I'm offended. I'm offended.
I found references to a forger named Fade in C-Sec crime reports, Shepard. Perhaps that is a good place to start looking. Also, according to C-Sec, a Drell recently passed through customs. The C-Sec office may have more information.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'll need you to remove any biotic amp you might be wearing.
What? Why?
Unfortunately, sir, biotics can be used as a weapon. The rules require me to confiscate all amps. Could you please hand over yours?
I don't have one. I'm not a biotic.
Oh. Well, when you objected, I thought...
You humans are all racist.
Oh. Well, I mean...
You'd think Citadel security would be the tightest in the galaxy.
I know C-Sec too well to believe that's true.
I see no fewer than 14 fatal flaws a skilled assassin could exploit. 8 of them existed when I was here 10 years ago.
Yes?
My associate's trying to find his son. We think a local criminal may have hired him.
We'll
That
do
should be
Thane and
easy.
then
We don't
Garrus.
see many Drell here. There we go. One of my men reported a Drell recently. And he was talking to Mouse. Interesting.
Mouse?
Ah, petty criminal. Probably not the guy who hired your boy, but a messenger. He's a former duct rat. Runs errands for anyone who'll pay.
What sort of trouble has Mouse been getting himself into?
Odd jobs for shifty people. Duct rats take whatever is available to get by. Data running, fencing stolen goods, selling illegal VI personalities. Actually, he was selling one of you.
Great. Love it.
Yeah, when you erased a file, it would say, I delete data like you on the way to real errors.
That's pretty extreme, Commander.
Accurate,
Laugh it up,
though.
Garrus.
Buggy, though.
Accurate.
It crashed every half hour. The error message was about how the galaxy was at stake, and you should fix the problem yourself.
Okay, but like really, because I was Renegade first game. Accurate, just accurate. Oh god.
What was it you called Mouse?
A duct rat. It's a local slang for the poor kids who grow up in the station.
I deleted
When they're
her.
small, they tend to play in the ventilation ducts where adults can't get to them.
Aren't the ducks dangerous?
Yeah.
Every couple of months, we pull a little body out of them. Lacerated by fan blades, broken by a deadfall, suffocated by vacuum exposure. Those are just the ones we know about. More just disappear. Maybe they get sucked into space. Maybe they fall into the protein vats the keepers run. The mouse survived long enough that he can't fit in the ducts anymore. He was one of the smarter ones, or the luckier ones.
Alright.
I've heard enough.
Mouse is usually upstairs outside the Dark Star. He works out of a public comm terminal. You should pick up a copy of the Shepherd VI when you talk to him.
Yes, I should. It'd be
Sounds
funny.
Like your boy's running with the wrong crowd.
It'd be very funny. Like,
I agree. If
just
Mouse can't
have
get you in touch
Edie
with your son
run
directly, he'll
the
know who can.
buggy,
I'll help
like
you if you need.
bootleg Shepherd VI in the background, and then it would be very beautiful. Love it.
You don't know us, Captain. Why are you going so far to help us?
I've worked at Kara for 2 years. Every day kids turn to crime because they've got no other choice, because their parents don't care. You're trying to save yours.
He faces a dark path.
We love good dads in this house. We love good dads. Full stop.
We better hurry then.
And Thane's trying. He's a little bit late, but he's trying. So we'll live for it.
He's a cop. They try to stop Kolyat and one of them could end up dead. I don't want that.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Shepard.
Well, we have to go back and talk to him, so why'd you walk me out here?
Yes?
I'm trying to find a local forger. He goes by the name of Fade.
Yeah,
Fade.
I know him.
Fade.
The alias, anyway.
Oh, dramatic like.
He's been a thorn in the network division's side for the last year. He works with the Blue Suns.
Where can we find him?
If I knew that, he'd be in a cell. Best I can do is put you on the trail. There's a warehouse in the marketplace. Some of Fade's contacts work out of there. Go ask them some questions. Gently, of course.
Why haven't you been able to catch him?
Whoever he is, he's damn good at avoiding CSEC. I think someone on the inside's feeding him information. Either that, or he's got access to our databases and comm channels. I don't know which is worse. But you're outside CSEC. Maybe you can nail his ass.
So you're asking for somebody to go outside of the law in order to catch a criminal. That sounds totally legal.
I should be going.
You need anything else? Let me
that.
know.
So there's Dark Star. So let's go and get the son, the boy.
Wreckage of the freighter Tur-Alan was found on an uncolonized planet in the Dranik system. Salvage teams reported no survivors. The Systems Alliance Parliamentary Subcommittee for Transhuman Studies has awarded reparations for biotics suffering complications from L2 implants. Subcommittee Chairman Burns thanked biotics everywhere for their patience and understanding, and promised more help for those forgotten.
Which sucks because Caden's not alive to benefit from that, but good, like, good, you're making reparations to the ones with L2s that are still alive and haven't, you know, died in the line of duty. I say like it wasn't my fault.
The Turian government is considering further reparations to humans whose ancestors died in the Relay 314 incident at Shashi. The Turian government previously made reparations from what humans call the First Contact War, but refused to pay interest. The Turian hierarchy has supported improved relations with humanity since the Alliance's heroic sacrifice defending the Citadel from Saren's attack 2 years ago.
Okay, now no more galactic news. Now back to the quest. Serious mode.
Salvage operations on the Salahil system have
Except
been
I do that.
Operations had previously been halted after Geth activity in the area.
Wait. This isn't where I was supposed to go. Why didn't the internet tell me otherwise? I'm kidding, of course, but like, it's frustrating to have to backtrack. Start on level 28, and what level is this? Level 27, so it's upstairs. I got distracted by the shiny sign and didn't realize that it's, you know, opposite direction.
Good day, my friends. Welcome to the Citadel.
Accuse her of classism! I wish I could do that.
Since these stores are owned by the council, do government employees get a discount?
Yes, in fact. What's your position?
I'm a Spectre.
That is quite a prestigious role. It is my pleasure to extend the government employee discount to you, Spectre. Please, feel free to check the updated prices.
Wait, so I don't have to do the, my name's Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel. That's kind of disappointing. No, I'm not allowed to get fish. They die. I will kill my fish. Which is weird, because I owned a fish for years, and the little guy, did eventually die, but not because of poor care. He died because he was old. But still, it's like, I'm not allowed to have fish in here, because if I do have fish, then eventually, like, I finally go up to my quarters, and then I'm like, oh wait, he's dead. They're dead. Dead fish.
What can I do for you?
Your expeditions might be a little tame for me.
Tame? A human can hardly take down a Pharaoh Varen, let alone a Shatha. Who do you think you are?
Well, Savior of the Citadel.
The Shepherd? The one that put down Saren Arterius?
Jeez, do you not recognize me?
By the spirits. Shepherd, in my store. I don't suppose I could convince you to record an advertisement for me.
Yes. Sure you could. Can we work out a discount?
A discount? I'd name my firstborn after you if you ask.
Aww.
Can we record it now?
How sweet!
Just speak towards my console.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Ha! No other gun shop has that kind of endorsement.
Yet. I don't want that. I'm not even buying things, I'm just going.
I still say we should join the Blue Suns.
Nope.
They'd probably...
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Oh great, I'm gonna have to listen.
You have any games you'd like to trade in? You get 2 credits toward a new game.
I'm gonna have to listen to that. I love it though, it's hilarious.
What will it be?
Hear about anything interesting going on around here?
I serve drinks. You want to know what's going on? Check the news.
You sure I can't bribe you?
Always ask me that.
Because it's a human thing!
I'm done for now.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Oh, dance? Question mark? And then you just get questionable dancing skills. This is the most questionable dancing of all time. I don't think he's even in here. I think he's supposed to be outside of it and I walked past him. It's fine. Well, this is awkward. You're telling me they only have one bathroom? Weird. Weird. Okay, seriously, they said he hung out there. Okay, then I guess
good?
we're doing the
Alliance
other thing.
Corsair. The battles are pretty realistic, but it's still fun. And you can install it on an Omni tool.
So it's a mobile game. Guess we're doing Garrus's instead. Actually, let me check, because I'm like, but is it right? Yeah, it says find him near Dark Star. I didn't get anybody. It's just me with the fact that I have 2 and then my lowest level skill is a 1. So. Oh, where is he? That guy? Okay, totally would have missed that.
I can get that. Yeah, sure. I can get you 2 cases by the end of the day.
Totally would have missed him.
What do you... Oh, shit. Krios, I thought you retired.
No.
Commander Shepard? I thought you died.
I thought you retired. I thought you died. Love that.
Be still, Mouse. You can change your pants in a moment.
How do you know Thane?
Krios? He didn't... If he didn't say nothing, I ain't either.
When we heard the name, I didn't think it could be the same Mouse. He was a contact on the Citadel when I was active. He and some other children would gather information on my targets.
You put children in danger to spy for you?
Children, the poor. My people's word for their kind is Dralafa, the ignored. They're everywhere, see everything. Yet they are never seen.
That's true.
You gave another Drell instructions for an assassination. Who's the target?
I don't know. I didn't ask. Because the people I work for...
Heck yeah.
We don't have time for this.
God, Thane, help me.
Help me, Mouse. My son is out there, in the dark.
That's why I carried for him. I thought you'd want me to.
No,
Please.
he wants his son
Explain.
nowhere near that,
Came in,
so
said he
you
was
thought
looking
the
for
wrong
work.
thing.
He had a hollow of me, the one you took, Krios. I put the word out. Use your old contacts. Elias wanted to hire him. Elias Kellum.
The hairline on this is so itchy.
One other thing. That Shepard VI you're selling?
Can I have one?
Shit, you heard. Look, you were dead. It was totally legal to make a VI of you.
I want one.
Give me a copy and we'll call it even.
What? I mean, sure.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
absolutely. Hey, sorry about the whole. Just so you know, there's 3 Volas who are patching it all the time.
Tell me about Kellum.
Human. Moved to the Citadel about 10 years ago. He was little people when you were here, Krios. He got big after the Geth attack. Lots of the big guys from before got cacked, all in them big fancy apartments up on the Presidium. Now he runs the rackets on the lower end of the ward.
I do love this wig, like, desperately.
Seriously bad news.
Okay, good. Then I'm sorry I hit you.
I didn't want to do that, Mouse. We just don't have much time.
Just go away, man.
Mouse, I'm sorry too.
Just go.
That couldn't have been easy.
Mouse knew more about my life than Kolyat ever did. He smiles up at me, broken teeth and scabby knees. Bare feet black. A dead-end future looking up at me, worshipping the petty gifts I offer. I was the only good thing he had back then. But I left him, as I left Kolyat.
Mouse said you had a hollow of him.
Yes. A foolish bit of sentimentality. I can perfectly recall every moment I spent with Mouse. He pulls at my arm. Smiles. He wants to know that I'll remember him. That anyone will remember him. I take the hollow. He smiles at himself in miniature on my palm. Then a frown crinkles his brow. He pats my pockets, checking for other hollows. Where's your son, Krios? He asks.
sight. And if I'm
I
lucky,
have
Kellum
things
will
muted.
believe that I had
Whoops.
nothing to do with it.
It's fine. Essentially, you're taking bribes and not fucking doing your job!
Bring him in. We might not have much time.
I'll make it happen. Wait here.
Technically, you're not even arresting him, you're bringing him in
Got
for
Kellum.
interrogation.
Tell Bailey we're ready.
He'll expect me to get him out of this.
Not today, I think.
Captain, his lawyer's here.
You're only in for questioning.
within 10 meters.
I'll stall him. Get in there and work fast.
Which is also illegal. He has a right to an attorney,
question it
assuming he's
together.
American.
Keep the pressure
Which
on.
this is made.
Thoughts on how we approach it?
This is made by an American company, so yeah.
You talk to him. Appeal to his self-interest. I'll put the screws to him if he needs it.
Very well. I'll pretend to be on his side. But if we waste too much time negotiating, Bailey won't be able to stall Kellum's advocate.
Get me out of these restraints, Bailey. Pretty funny bringing me down here like this. Who the hell are you two?
Hi, I'm a Spectre, and this is my friend, the Assassin. Great. Love that.
Bailey has nothing to do with this. We just want a few answers. Off the record.
Off the record in a C-Sec interrogation room? Sure.
You hired an assassin. Who do you want dead?
I want to see my advocate.
Your advocate hasn't arrived. We're trying to find him.
I'm not saying a damn word until he's here. You two are in way over.
Pay attention, Mr. Kellum.
That wasn't a good idea, kid. That is
Kid.
gonna cost you.
Control your
Kid!
temper. We want him to
Bro,
talk.
no,
Sorry.
not kid.
My associate gets a little
not kid.
excited during interrogations.
Hit me again, asshole. Every punch is another credit.
Works for me.
No! Do you know what I'll do to you when I get out of here?
Keep it up, tough guy. You'll leave in a bag.
Go to hell.
This is the Commander Shepard, the Spectre, who technically is outside of
He's
the law.
up. He's no use to us dead. Are we done here? Because I got people to see.
I'm done being patient. Give me a name or I'll cut your balls off and sell them to a Krogan.
Joram! Joram Talid! Dorian in the 800 blocks.
He's unconscious.
Easy.
No need to wake him up, I think.
He'll wake up with a headache. No permanent damage. We have Kolyat's target. Let's get to Talid before he does.
Agreed.
And Garrus just disappears.
What's the
for
story?
this.
Why'd Kellum hire the boy?
Assassination. A Turian named Joram Talid. You know him?
Joram? Yeah. You might have seen his posters around. He's promising to end organized crime on the ward. Thing is, his message is all mixed up in race politics. He's anti-human.
Okay, great. Space racism.
Are things so bad that people can openly campaign as anti-human?
Before the Battle of the Citadel, the alien population thought we were violent upstarts. Look what's happened since then. A human fleet guarding the station for months. C-Sec filled with humans. Anderson does what he can, but some people have lived on the station since before humans had starships. They see it as a coup.
If a majority votes for him, like it or not, that's how the system works.
That's a nice ideal, Shepard. Sergeant, get a patrol car. These two need to get to the 800 blocks.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
We have this guy who's just like, okay, do whatever you want. It's a moment. It's a moment.
There he is. How do you want to play this?
Follow Talid on the maintenance catwalks. Tell me what he's doing. The Krogan bodyguard will make him easy to follow.
Where will you be?
The darkest corner with the best view.
That's very specific.
Amon Kira, Lord of Hunters. Grant that my hands be steady, my aim be true, and my feet swift. And should the worst come to pass, grant me forgiveness.
That was cool. That was cool. That was really, really cool.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come.
I'm on him, Thane. He's talking to some voters.
Understood.
You're in position?
Yes.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come out on election day.
I'm following. Have you got him?
Looks like he's talking to another voter.
Any sign of call yet?
No.
I'm moving to another position. Ahead of him.
It's been wonderful talking with you all. I hope you'll come out on election day.
No problem so far.
I can see well from this angle.
Do you have the target?
I've got him.
Target in sight. Can you give me an update?
Where did he go?
I'm almost in position. He's letting the bodyguard do all the work. That lets him deny involvement. No sign of trouble.
Where to next, boyos? That way?
I'm following.
Where did he go?
No problem so far.
There he is.
I see him.
I don't have a good angle. What's he doing?
One of his guards is talking to the bartender. Looks like a shakedown.
I'm relocating to the next room. Let me know if anything changes. Target in sight.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing back here?
I'm with the Citadel Health and Safety. We've had vermin reports in storage areas around here.
What? You can't be serious. How did you get in here?
If I didn't have authorization, how did I get in? You see any other doors?
There's the Keeper. Never mind. Just go on through, okay?
Thanks.
Yeah, just don't let my boss see you.
Stay close, Shepard.
Just like slowly stalking the guy. That is not subtle.
Thane.
I saw.
He's heading to Talid's apartment.
Look, your dad's here. You might have missed everything else, but hey, he's here to stop you from killing this guy that you're getting paid to kill.
This is a joke. Now you show up.
Yeah.
Help me, Drell. I'll do whatever you want.
C-Sec, put the gun down, son.
Get out of my way. I'm walking out. He's coming with me.
They'll have snipers outside.
I don't need your help. What the hell?
Tali, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I will.
Guess what? It was a human that saved your ass.
Take the boy into custody.
You son of a bitch!
Your father doesn't have much time left, Qwib. He's trying to make up for his mistakes.
What? So you came to get my forgiveness? So you can die in peace or something?
Pretty much.
I came to grant you peace. You're angry because I wasn't there when your mother died.
You weren't there when she was alive. Why should you be there when she died?
True. You know what? I appreciate the effort on Thane's part.
They killed her to get to me. It was my fault.
What?
After her body was given to the deep, I went to find them. The triggermen, the ringleaders. I hurt them. Eventually
They
killed
could have given Qwib different
see you.
clothes.
You were
He looks a little bit too much
older.
like Thane in regards to like the same silhouette.
I guess it's too bad for me you waited so long, huh?
Qwib, I've taken many bad things out of the world. You're the only good thing I ever added to it.
Aww.
This isn't a conversation you should have in front of strangers. Boys, take Qwib and his father back to the precinct. Give them a room and as much time as they need.
I'm surprised you're letting him do that.
You think he's the only man who ever screwed up raising a son?
Oh,
I have to
plenty
get
of
back to the
fathers
precinct. Come on,
screw
I'll
their
give you a
children
lift.
up. It's just how it is. Beautiful. Bailey at CSEC offers a possible recruiting opportunity? Elusive man, no. No, I veto it. Nope, not happening. Don't like it, don't want it. Get out of this house. That's it, that's it. I don't want it in my house. I don't want it in my house. Don't recruit Bailey. Like, just don't. Dude's messed up enough. No. Not happening. Don't go.
They've been in there a while.
The kid's been through a lot. I ran some searches in the CSEC archive. About 10 years back, a bunch of real bad people were killed. Like someone was cleaning house.
Someone was.
The prime suspect was a drill. We never caught him.
10 years is a long time. Whoever was responsible for that probably doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that.
Is Qwib gonna be arrested for murder and attempted murder? Because he kind of got caught in the act.
How'd it go?
Our problems, they aren't something I can fix with a few words. We'll keep talking, see what happens.
Communication
Your
is
boy
important.
shot some people.
Talk
no
to
one
your
I feel
children.
sympathy for, but there it is.
I watched those guys shaking down businesses and threatening humans.
But he can't just get away with it.
The kid wants to make a difference. Give him community service.
Community service for attempted murder? What jury would agree to that?
None that I've seen. This would need to stay out of the judiciary.
Oh,
Strictly within
that's
CSEC.
corrupt.
Interesting, I'll think about it.
Captain Bailey has bendable morals as is. The man has the moral compass of a freaking piece of Twizzler. Okay, yeah, there Garrus is. Okay, so now we'll go take care of Garrus's thing. But no, really, Captain Bailey, he has the moral compass of a piece of licorice. Just completely bendable. Does anybody, like, actually like licorice? Like, I like the red licorice, but, like, I don't eat it for fun. Like, I'll eat... I'll eat licorice if it's there, but who actually just goes out of their way to buy and eat licorice? I'm genuinely wondering, like, someone answer that for me.
Now available on video, the abridged version of Francis Kidd's award-winning production of Hamlet, featuring...
This looks like the place. The Forger's thug should be inside.
Wouldn't a refreshing, delicious Tupari sports drink hit the spot right now?
No, I'm not thirsty, so I will opt out of that sports drink. It's a lot of Krogan. Well, it's not a lot, but you know what I mean. It's more than I expected.
Fade? You're not quite how I imagined you.
Looks can be deceiving. So, which one of you wants to disappear?
No one? I actually
I'd
already
rather
have
see
on
you make
accident.
someone reappear.
So,
that's not the service we provide.
True.
Make an exception. Just this once.
Dude, you're mean.
Damn it. Quick!
I love it.
Shoot them! Shoot them, you lumbering mountains!
Why don't you two find somewhere else to skulk?
Just like that? You're not getting paid for this. What's the point of hiring protection if they won't protect you?
Let's talk.
We're looking for someone. A client of yours.
Not mine. I'm not Fade. I just work for him. Sort of.
I knew it.
Well, then maybe you'd like to tell us where to find him.
Yes, of course.
My compression
He's in the factory
bandage
district.
is
Works out of the
unraveling
old
because of the
prefab
unfinished
foundry.
edges.
I know the place.
He's got a lot of mercs there. Blue Suns. Harkin thinks they're protecting him.
What do the Blue Suns have to do with this?
They use his services to help their people infiltrate businesses and various organizations here on the Citadel.
Bastard. He's using C-Sec to help those scum.
No. Well, not really. He got fired from C-Sec a while ago, but he still knows the systems.
Interesting. But it changes nothing. We still need to find him before we can get to Sedonis.
Can I
Let's
ask
go
more
pay
questions
Harkin a
about
visit.
Harkin? Because I remember him.
We'll need to go to the transit station. I can get us to him from there.
Wasn't that the drunk in Mass Effect 1?
I can go?
Sure, but if we don't find Harkin, we'll be back for you.
Oh, good.
Good. Goody. Oh, goody. The two people with the very big guns will be back to hurt me. Yes, we will. We will be back to hurt you.
I just got a refund in exchange and I was told to pick up a new Omni-Gel converter here.
I don't think you have the right place.
No, they said to go to the warehouse. This is the warehouse.
Where were we supposed to go? I wasn't paying attention. An eye for an eye. Oh, hail a cab. Okay, well, it's fine. I'm gonna request a new party member though, because no offense, Thane, you're not the vibe. Although, what? Oh, that's it. Just a lighter version of what you already wear. Cool. Okay, well, we're gonna go with Garrus, and then I guess Samara? Yeah. No. I like Jack's more explosive nature. Like, just in general, so. 3, which means I can level up disruptor ammo, but that's not what I want to level up, so. Exit. And can I hail the cab from here? Oh, yeah. Factory district. That's the new thing. Yeah, no, my wrist was bothering me, so I have a compression bandage and I have a little cushion thing in here. and I just... Oh, really? Well, never fucking mind then. So whenever I'm doing a lot of typing or gaming, I put it on to help just relieve some of the pain. Because I am still in pain. Did I really just do the hair flip? It's not even effective. Why do guys do that? It's a valid question. I can't whistle. Not well.
There he is.
Run.
Shepard?
If you know what's good for you.
Don't just stand there. Stop him! Stop him!
Run all you want, Harkin. We'll find you.
That was a little intense, bro.
Look out!
Watch the landing.
Not a single shot discharged from me.
New target orders acknowledged.
Going to cover.
Friend overload.
With Dan head off.
Really?
Excuse me.
Waste of ammunition.
To the right. Orders acknowledged. Careful, critical system damage.
I can
Impact event.
Great, Jack. Phenomenal. I keep missing things. Ah.
Rerouting power. Number offline. Excuse me. Orders acknowledged. Careful.
One less to worry about.
Run while you can.
Bypass this safe. Whoop.
Harkin's in here somewhere. I can smell him.
It's very, very creepy, Garrus. Very creepy. You know I love you, but that's weird.
I'm going in. I can take you. Hostile.
Casualty. Backup systems engaged. Hostile forces have engaged. Member offline.
Well, I was useless during that. Still useless, it's fine.
I need cover. Heads up!
I'll kill you! Hostile forces. Disengaging friend or foe detection. Requesting assistance.
Firing a high-impact shot.
Oh, really?
Shields have failed.
Lame. Hate that. It's like point blank range. Okay, you're gonna be even less accurate. There we go. Whoa, that was a waste.
We're getting close.
Freaking button.
Look out! Firing a high-impact shot. Impressive.
Seriously? I hate it in this house. Hate this house. Really? I hate this house.
Heavy mech overhead. Watch out. Look out! Light him up.
Someone cover me.
It's gonna blow.
Hate this house. I hate this house. I hate it.
What the hell is Harkin up to?
Something, I don't know.
So Harkin's finally gone completely bad.
He was always a pain in the ass, but I'm in no mood for his games. If he doesn't cooperate, I'll beat him within an inch of his life.
Are you okay?
You seem to be getting tense, Garrus.
Harkin may know why Sidonis wanted to disappear. If so, he knows why we're here, and I don't want him tipping Sidonis off. Did you see that?
I saw something.
He's getting ready for us.
What are you gonna do to Harkin if he won't cooperate?
He's a real criminal now, working for the Blue Suns. I should just shoot him on sight. But
Due process.
I need him alive, so I won't do any permanent damage. Just enough to loosen his tongue.
You don't need to hurt him to get what you want.
Don't worry, Harkin's a coward. He'll talk long before I can really hurt him.
What do you think Harkin's got waiting for us in there?
Not sure. It
Morality
looks like an industrial
check.
complex, heavy machinery. Could be
Oh,
anything.
jeez.
Something's in there. Probably more Blue Suns. Harkin's kind of trapped himself in a corner. He must have something in store for us.
What are you gonna do to Harkin if
He's
you
a real but
freaking
I
did
need him alive,
this.
so I won't do any permanent damage. Just enough to loosen his tongue.
You still planning to kill Sidonis when we find him?
That's the plan. It'll be quick and painless. Unlike everyone he betrayed, he'll be spared the agony of a slow death. It's more than he deserves, but as long as he's dead, I'll be satisfied.
Garrus, do you really think killing Sidonis will make things right?
I'm surprised you'd ask me that. You're the one that taught me killing was the best solution.
Only when there's no other option. You still have options.
Maybe, but this is personal. I'll pull the trigger and I'll live with the consequences. All I'm asking is that you help me find him.
Unfortunately, your choices are my responsibility.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Right behind you.
This looks interesting.
Sniper rifle damage! Sorry.
Shepard, I have patched into the warehouse scanners. The crates in the transport carriers overhead are rigged to explode when dropped.
Good to know.
Why don't you just turn around?
Excuse me. Threat neutralization initiated.
Taking heavy fire!
Rerouting power. Excuse me. Warning. Hostile force using non-standard ammunition. Critical system damage. Backup systems engaged.
There we go!
I'm not running from you, Shepard.
Harkin's going to regret this.
Is he? Is he really? You know that for sure?
Oh, crap. Two heavy mechs, incoming!
Do you really think you can take me?
I don't think I have a choice. Once again, Garrus is out of commission. This is so Mass Effect 1 vibes there. It's like, ah, yes, and Garrus is dead, as per usual.
Trouble incoming!
All you got is a freaking mech. Bro, I fought Saren. Granted, Saren kind of took care of himself, but... Nope, don't feel guilty about that, don't feel guilty about that. Still feel bad about that! Like, I was screaming! I did not expect that, I did not know that that could happen. Then the second fight, it was just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It's over again. Did not like the final Saren fight. Got out of the first one, couldn't get out of the second.
You were close, but not close enough.
You really think we're stupid enough to leave you an exit? Cool.
So, Fade. Couldn't make yourself disappear, huh?
Not in time.
Come on, Garrus. We can work this out. What do you need?
I'm looking for someone.
Well, I guess we both have something the other one wants.
Garrus doesn't want you alive, so...
We're not here to ask favors, Harkin.
You don't say.
You helped a friend of mine disappear. I need to find him.
I might need a little more information than that.
His name was Sidonus. Turian came from...
I know who he is, and I'm not telling you squat.
Harkin, this doesn't have to be hard.
Screw you. I don't give out client information. It's bad for business.
Do you give out client information when it's a Spectre who has a buddy who's 100% willing to kill you?
All right. Get off me!
Step the fuck back.
No, but Sidonus opened my eyes. Now arrange a meeting.
I'm going. Yeah, it's me. There's a chance your identity may be compromised. That's why I'm calling. I'm sending an agent. Where do you want to meet? All right, he'll be there. Don't worry, I got it covered. It's all good. He wants to meet you in front of Orbital Lounge, middle of the day. So, if our business is done, I'll be going.
I don't think so. You're a criminal now, Harkin.
So, what? You're just gonna kill me? That's not your style, Garrus.
Apparently you don't know his style. Because that
Kill
very
you?
much is it.
No, but I don't mind slowing you down.
No.
You don't need to shoot him. He won't be able to hide from C-Sec now.
I guess it's your lucky day.
Yeah, I hope we could do this again real soon.
That's fine.
I didn't shoot him.
Come on, let's move.
Sidonus better be there.
Still mean.
Or I'm coming
but,
back
like,
to finish
he
the
did
job.
try to kill you, so...
Harkin's a bloody menace. We shouldn't have just let him go. He deserved to be punished.
Not like that.
Getting a little worried about you, Garrus. You were pretty hard on Harkin.
You don't think he deserved it?
This is not like you.
What do you want from me, Shepard? What would you do if someone betrayed you?
I'm not sure, but I wouldn't let it change me.
I would have said the same thing before it happened to me.
It's not too late. You don't have to go through with this.
Who's going to bring Sidonus to justice if I don't? Nobody else knows what he's done. Nobody else cares. I don't see any other options.
Let me talk to him.
Talk all you want, but it won't change my mind. I don't care what his reasons were. He screwed us. He deserves to die.
I understand what you're going through, but do you really want to kill him?
I appreciate your concern, but I'm not you.
Do you
This
want to
isn't
be
you
responsible
either.
for
Really?
that? Do you want the guilt on you,
I've always
Garrus?
hated
Do
injustice.
you?
The thought that Sidonis could get away with this? Why should he go on living while 10 good men lie in unmarked graves? I'm sorry,
Well, I think
Shepard.
it's your
Words
fault
aren't
they're
going to
in
solve this
unmarked
problem.
graves.
I need to set up. I can get a clear shot from over there.
What do you need me to do?
Keep him talking and don't get in my way. I'll let you know when he's in my sights. Give me a signal so I know you're
And
ready,
Jack's
and I'll
just
take the
hanging
shot.
out with
You
throughout
better
this,
go.
like.
I'll be here soon.
So we're down for murder? Cool. She is the best possible person to have for this. Just be like, yeah, no, I'm cool with murder. I'm down with it. Oh gosh. Imagine having Samara on this and be like, well, you can't do that, Garrus. It wouldn't make sense that she's completely silent. But then you have Jack who's just like, oh yeah,
Shepard,
murder.
Can you hear me?
A-okay. Totally
Loud and
fine with that.
clear.
All right.
Just shoot him there.
There he is.
Like, really.
Wave him over and keep him talking.
Let's get this over with.
You're in my shot. Move to the side.
Listen, Sidonis. I'm here to help you.
Don't ever say that name aloud.
I'm a friend of Garrus's. He wants you dead, but I'm hoping that's not necessary.
Garrus, is this some kind of joke?
Damn it, Shepard. If he moves, I'm taking the shot.
You're not kidding, are you? Screw this. I'm not sticking around here to find out. Tell Garrus I had my own problems.
Don't move.
Get off me!
I'm the only thing standing between you
Literally.
and your head.
She's in the shot.
Fuck. Look, I didn't want to do it. I didn't have a choice.
Everyone has a choice.
They got to me. Said they'd kill me if I didn't help. What was I supposed to do?
Not
Let me
help.
take the shot, Shepard. He's a damn coward.
That's it? You were just trying to save yourself?
I know what I did. I know they died because of me. I have to live with that. I wake up every night, sick and sweating.
And you
Each of their
deserve
faces
that.
staring at me, accusing
Because
me.
you did that.
I'm already a dead man. I don't sleep. Food has no taste. Some days, I just want it to be over.
Oh, cool.
Just
Should
give
I
me the
just
chance.
move to the side?
You gotta let it go, Garrus. He's already paying for his crime.
He hasn't paid enough. He still has his life.
Look at him, Garrus. He's not alive. There's nothing left to kill.
My men, they deserved
Yes,
better.
they did.
Tell
And you
Garrus.
deserve better too.
I guess there's nothing I can say to make it right.
Just go. Tell him to go.
He's giving you a second chance, Sidonis. Don't waste it.
I'll try, Garrus. I'll make it up to you somehow. Thank you for talking to him.
Gosh, do I want to do Miranda's? I know the IFF's a pretty long mission, so...
I know you want to talk about this, but I don't. Not yet.
I know it didn't go the way you planned, but I think it's for the best.
I'm not so sure.
Give it time.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be enough. I want to know I
That
did
is
the right
dark.
thing, not just for me. For my men. They deserve to be avenged. But when Sidonis was in my sights, I just couldn't do it.
The lines between good and evil blur when we're looking at people we know.
Yeah, there was still good in him. I could see it. So much easier to see the world in black and white. Gray. I don't know what to do with gray.
You gotta go with your instincts.
My instincts are what got me into this mess.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Thanks, Shepard. For everything. Let's get going. I need some distance from this place.
I'm with you.
Post report. I think I should do Miranda's quest just to finish up the loyalty quests, so once we get into the retrieving the Reaper IFF, you know, we're all good. We're done. Don't have to, like, go back. And it'll be all nice and fucking neat. Return to the Normandy. I love that this started out all neat and now it's just in my face because that's where it wants to be, and I'm sick of trying to brush it out of my face. So you know what? It's not impairing my vision. I probably need to put eye drops in because I have my contacts in, and dry contacts are not comfy. However, they're not too bad, so we'll work with it. You know what? Kudos to Bailey. Just for what he's doing for Qwib-Qwib. Don't like the man otherwise. Ooh. Mass relay jump. And we're going to Ilium. Oh gosh, there are so many just things. Actually, you know what? Let's make a pit stop. And then we'll go do the quest, because, you know, we gotta keep checking in with the Shadow Broker. I do love this, like, just this track, the just do 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 do. It's so nice. I used to study to the Mass Effect 2 soundtrack because it came with the copy of the game that I had. And I've had Mass Effect 2 for a long time, like on my computer, but I didn't have a computer that was capable of playing it, so hello. Just, why not? It's gambling, but it's fine. I am not going to read private emails because that is weird. Hi, Liara.
Shepard, I'm glad you came.
That is beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, if you are at all interested in the background that I have up here, like the planet I have behind the game, I am actually selling some of my wallpapers, including this one, over on my Ko-fi. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go and check that out. Yeah, I'm raising money to offset the cost of this freaking thing.
Aria Talok, Omega.
Sorry. We already saw that one.
Emily Wong,
Already saw.
Citadel. Fred Mazai, Citadel. Donnell Udina, Citadel. Armando Bailey, Citadel. David Anderson, Citadel. Praetor Gavorn, Omega. Kalisa bint Sinan Al-Jilani, Citadel. Keeper 20, Citadel. Matriarch Etheta, Ilium. Erdnot Torsk, Tuchanka. Elias Kellum, Omega. Jacob Taylor, Normandy SR2. Subject 0, Purgatory. Ship now defunct, Omega.
Okay, well, I guess they didn't have anything new for me. I did. Nothing happened. We are not, under any circumstances, going to look at their personal emails. Ooh. It's not personal emails? Okay, that's... Wow. Okay. Did not need to know any of that. Now we're gonna go.
Has obtained the equipment used to record the General Partenax and Kilix Tanis duel.
Yes, I do. Let's go do the Miranda thing. I'm pretty sure she was the first one who, like, I got the quest for, and it's the last one I'm doing, because it's... I'm taking a leap of faith. I know there's a confrontation afterwards, and...
Only half our fuel remains.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save, and then just, if it goes bad, we'll pretend the entire mission never happened. Okay. I think I should have enough Paragon sunk in to actually, you know, go smoothly, but I'm not sure, and I don't want to be wrong. 'Cause that would be bad. So this is the only one that's repaired. Great. You get 2 different kinds of armor, but they're broken. Okay then. I don't care what weapon she has.
My sources indicate you were in a warehouse recently. Did you by any chance forward a questionable shipping note to a Mr. Thax?
It looks suspicious, so I passed it on.
I'm a representative for Mr. Thax. He's very grateful to you.
I love
Please
diplomatic
accept this as a
Krogan.
gift for bringing the shipping irregularities to his attention.
What happens to the shipping agent who was cheating Thax?
That depends on how sincere her apology is, and how willing she is to correct her mistake.
Do you want help finding the person who cheated Thax?
Thank you, but that won't be necessary. Mr. Thax will be making a series of polite calls. Hopefully a confrontation will not be required.
It was my pleasure.
Have a pleasant day.
Have a pleasant day.
I have a message for
love
Miss
that.
Lawson. Lantea has reserved a room at Eternity and will be waiting.
Thank you, Edie.
So yeah, we're gonna save, and you know, if oh, yeah, see, I have a lot of Paragon, so it should be fine. It should be fine. It should be, but I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Let's force that confrontation, though. I don't like confrontation.
Another difficult development for human expansion as the colony on Horizon has been attacked. The Council has suggested that the attacks are a tragic coincidence. Likely
You have to give the Asari credit. Ilium is a cultural mob.
No, you don't understand. I lost it somewhere near the transport terminal. Pardon me, I'm on a call.
You should try it my way. Look at how the wind's blowing.
Well, I guess it's not like I attacked those colonies.
The Council thought that Blasto, the first NR Spectre, played by the rules.
This one has forgotten whether its heat sink is over capacity. It wonders whether the criminal scum considers itself fortunate.
Hey, I gotta get back to work.
So I guess this isn't the transport terminal. It's transportation. I don't know. I'm gonna look out for what that lady was talking about. 'Cause what better do I have to do? Thing is, that dialogue hasn't triggered before.
Antius has come to a tragic end as the businesswoman was killed in her office. While police have no formal suspects, Dantius was no stranger to controversy, making many enemies during her climb to power.
I'm looking for the best tech upgrades you have.
Of course. I can help you with the consultant.
The prison ship Purgatory has been destroyed following an apparent riot.
Heck yeah!
Ships are en route to the area to retrieve prisoners and guards from life pods.
We'll figure something out. Stop. It's okay. I'll think of something.
You said Synthetic Insights would buy me. You said it was an easy sale.
I assumed they would want an AI tech. Hello. Can I help you with something?
I need you to let that slave go. Now.
We prefer the term indentured servant. And I know that Batarian slavers have made humans understandably prejudiced against
Also,
slavery.
you know, our own
Before you do
cultural
anything hasty,
history
know
is
that this
slavery
Quarian
that's,
signed
you
the
know,
agreement
awful.
voluntarily, and her servitude contract is completely legal on Ilium. If you actually want to help the Quarian, convince the Synthetic Insights representative to purchase her contract.
Why did this Quarian sign herself into slavery?
I tried to play the stock market. I'm good with numbers, and I thought I had a way to make unlimited money. I lost everything. Then I got a credit line and lost that. Then I took out an illegal loan. You get the picture.
As part of our agreement, I paid off her debts. 5 years from now, she'll have a fresh start and excellent work references.
If slavery's legal, then why are you trying to sell the Quarian?
I don't keep service contracts myself. I'm a contract broker. I assumed Synthetic Insights would jump at the chance for a skilled AI tech, but they won't even make me an offer.
So slavery is legal on Ilium?
Indentured servitude lasts a set amount of time or until agreed upon conditions are met. Ilium must approve all contracts. The law limits what restraint or corrective options I can use.
It's still
and
sketchy.
what tasks I can legally assign her. I'm also legally responsible for her behavior and health. Abuse is absolutely forbidden.
If slavery
I assumed Synthetic Insights would jump at the chance for
So slavery is...
I thought there
I'm
was a
also
choice
legally responsible for
that
her
appeared.
behavior.
What did this Quarian say?
As part of our agreement, I paid off her debts. 5 years from now, she'll have a fresh start and excellent work references.
Sounds great. Unless you lose her paperwork or come up with a reason to hold her longer.
All contracts are monitored by Ilium law enforcement. In a case such as you described, the burden of proof would be on me. No system is perfect, but safeguards are set up to protect all parties.
I'll talk to the Synthetic Insights rep and see what I can do.
Really? Thank you. I'd appreciate that.
This is distasteful.
I still don't see why we're here. Solarians do not get married. My family simply negotiated a reproduction contract.
Whatever. It's the closest you guys get to a wedding. And that means you get a bachelor party. End of story.
You deserve somebody who respects you. Somebody who's going to treat you right.
Oh, I think I'm just going to stop dating for a while.
Oh, I love
No,
these
don't do
two.
that. Don't let some human spoil you.
It's always the same thing.
Ooh, she could get sick. She's vulnerable. I wonder what she looks like under the helmet.
You'll find someone out there who cares about you for who you are. Someone whose food you can eat.
Me. That's literally what the guy means. I love it.
Can I help you with something?
How'd you like to get your hands on an expert Quarian AI programmer?
If you'd like to submit a resume, Wait. Is this that slave? Synthetic Insights has no interest in purchasing slave labor. We're under enough scrutiny from the Citadel without engaging in practices the Council disapproves of. To be frank, we're hardly hiring anyone. The Geth attack on the Citadel didn't engender much love for artificial intelligence.
It sounds like Synthetic Insights is worried about its reputation. Hiring this Quarian would help.
Buying a slave helps our reputation. How exactly do you figure?
Purchase the contract, minus the fee for early emancipation, then free the Quarian and garnish wages for reimbursement.
Interesting. We look good for hiring a Quarian, and we can say that we freed slaves out of the goodness of our hearts. All right, I'll run up a contract. The board might wet its pants, but we could use the good publicity. This Quarian had better be good, though.
Quarians are kind of the experts, so...
If you're hurting for things to do, maybe after work we could catch a vid or something.
Synthetic Insights just sent over the contract.
Looks like I got a thing to tell Arya.
I'm happy to help.
Here, for your trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll get this service contract transferred.
Thank you. I'll stay out of trouble this time.
Gambling is a very serious addiction. There's no shame in it, but, you know, can't hurt to get help.
So then he says, oh, it's okay. Our amino acids are all different. So it's not like we can get diseases or anything if we go natural.
I'm telling you, this is why you shouldn't date humans.
So then I had to explain about cross-species fluid contact. Completely killed the mood.
Not to mention that you're a Quarian. How could he be so insensitive?
Ms. Lawson, I'm glad you've made it. We've had a complication.
What happened? Is Ariana all right?
She's fine, but you listed a man named Niket as your trusted source. He contacted me, warning that your father has sent Eclipse mercenaries to make a sweep.
Oh, Eclipse.
He suggested that
That's
the
a
mercs
little
might be
bit
watching
different,
for you
because
personally.
we've been fighting Blue Suns
He's
past
offered
couple
to escort
times.
Oriana's family to the terminal instead.
You didn't mention anything about Niket.
He's a friend. He and I go back a long way.
Do you want to bring in any of your other Ilium contacts, Ms. Lawson?
No. You and Niket are the only two I trust on this.
What information do you have about the mercenaries?
I've confirmed that they're Eclipse, and that they're working for an organization Ms. Lawson warned us about. I could try to alert the authorities, but so far they've done nothing illegal.
You made the right decision. We'll handle this ourselves.
Okay.
It's your sister, Miranda. What do you want to do?
Lantea, we'll follow Niket's suggestion. Shepard and I will take the car and draw their attention. Have Niket escort the family to the shuttle. Give him full access to the family's itinerary, just to be safe.
Understood, Ms. Lawson.
So the plan is for us to get shot down by Eclipse while your sister gets to safety?
Oh, we can
Eclipse
handle
will
it.
be under orders to take my sister alive. They won't risk anything that could kill us.
I doubt Eclipse will send all their people just to stop you. Do you want to give Niket any backup?
Niket can take care of himself. Besides, any armed backup just draws attention to him.
Oh gosh. I love this headset for the sound quality, but it's freaking heavy and hurts. It's one of the more comfortable ones that I've owned, though.
I'm ready
I knew
whenever
that
you
when
are,
I got
Miranda.
it. That it was
Thank you,
heavy,
Shepard.
but that
I
it was
appreciate
one of the
this.
more comfortable ones.
I
My
hadn't
brother owned
planned
the
on
same one,
Eclipse,
that's why I got it.
But they never planned on you.
Plus, it was on sale. Yeah, no, I think my brother got his like when it first came out, and then I got mine like when it was old. But it's a lovely headset. I very much recommend it. It's a good one. Trust me on that. No, actually, if she's got overload. Let's take Thane instead. I think he does well for the sneaky sneak team. And I think that might be the most well balanced I can get. Because he's a combat biotic, she's a tech biotic, and I'm a tech combat. That's a mess. Oh well, it's fine.
Damn it! Eclipse mercenary gunships. They'll be dropping troops in the cargo areas.
Then let's take them down. Oh gosh, this lags. I think I'm actually doing pretty good on my schoolwork too, so I might start, you know, taking apart my computer.
Put us down in that cover behind them.
Which will be a mess.
Let's hope they really do want to take us alive.
But the stack of parts is bothering me. I keep meaning to do
Hold
it,
fire!
and I just don't.
I said hold fire, damn it! I got this.
Do you? Do you really? 'Cause I am better than you.
Since you're not firing yet, I trust you know who I am.
Yeah, they said you'd be in the car. You're the bitch that kidnapped our boss's little girl.
Kidnapped? This doesn't involve you. I suggest you take your men and go.
Think you've got it all lined up, huh? Captain Inyala's already moving in on the kid. She knows about Niket. He won't be helping you.
What do you mean Niket won't be helping us?
Nothing you need to worry about. Nobody's gonna get killed unless you do something stupid. You walk away now, the girl goes back to her father, and everybody's happy.
Everybody but my sister. And me.
Should we be talking to Captain Inyala about this?
You don't want to talk to the captain. She's not as polite as I am. She's the best commando I've ever seen. I've seen her tear people in half with her biotics. And she's getting paid a lot to stop you.
She gets
Well,
in
I
my
could
way,
tear
she'll
her
never
in
have a
half.
chance to spend it.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just nonchalantly threatening a fictional character.
Wait, Miranda, you said she was your twin sister.
That what she told you? No, this crazy bitch kidnapped our boss's baby daughter. He's been looking for her for more than
She
a
said
decade.
kinda
It's
twin.
complicated, Shepard. We share the same DNA, just not the same birthday.
You took a baby from the richest guy in the galaxy, lady. I don't know what your damage is, but you're not getting away with it.
You're not getting Miranda's sister. If you push this, it'll go badly for you.
Captain Inyala ordered us to give you one chance to walk away. This whole time we've been talking, my men have been lining up shots. When I say the word, we unleash hell on your squad. So I suggest you walk away nicely, unless you want things to get ugly.
It's a little overkill, Miranda.
We've been spotted.
Have we? Wouldn't have guessed it.
I'm unfairly privileged. Embrace me. Go in peace.
Come on, we need to get to Niket. Hang on, I've got one of their radios. I'll patch us in, see if I can get an idea of what we're up against. Shepard, I think I owe you an explanation. Oriana is my twin, genetically. But my father grew her when I was a teenager. She was meant to replace me. I couldn't let my father do to her what he did to me. So I rescued her. She's almost a woman now.
Why didn't you tell me that we were saving a kid?
She's not a child. She'll be 19 this year. But, well, it didn't seem relevant at the time, I suppose. There are people who'd use her against me. I'm very protective when it comes to Oriana.
I can
I'm sorry
tell.
I didn't trust you sooner. You deserved to know.
I can understand choosing to go your own way, but you stole a young child from her father.
If you knew my father, you would understand. I wasn't the first one he made. I was only the first one he kept. I was brought up with no friends, pushed to meet impossible demands. I wasn't a daughter to him. I don't know what I was. Oriana has had a normal life. I made the right decision.
If Eclipse knows where Oriana is, they'll be moving in on her soon.
Hands off.
We need to hurry.
Agreed.
This situation's weird and complicated, and we're only hearing one
If
side
they've
of the
got to
story.
Niket
So,
somehow, this is going to be harder than I'd planned. According to the specs I reviewed, we'll need to cut through the cargo processing yard to get to Oriana.
Can you tell me anything about the cargo processing yard?
We'll be moving through conveyor systems. There'll be a lot of movement. Finding targets won't be easy. We'll need to stay sharp. And these cargo transports carry hazardous materials. So watch what you shoot at.
I hope your friend can be trusted.
So do I.
Niket is one of my oldest friends. I guess you could say he was my only real friend. He's the only person I didn't cut ties with when I left my father.
Is there a chance your father could be using Niket to get to you?
I'm sure he's tried, but Niket's one of the few people who understands what my father is really like. I trusted him with my life when I ran from my father, Shepard. He won't betray me now.
Let's go find Niket and Oriana.
Right. They're on the far side of the conveyor line. Time your shots. Enemies in front!
Eclipse! Shoot her down! Fire at will! Shot. Get ready to burn! Bitch!
I'll hold him. You'll die next!
Race the sea.
This is Inyala. Keep the bitch back. The cat is nearing the transport terminal.
really? No ammunition? Okay, jeez. Guess we just work with that, I suppose.
This looks interesting. interesting.
Make activity.
Backup systems engaged. Input. Requesting assistance.
Moving to cover.
Careful.
I don't care how many mechs you lose. Just stall them, damn it.
Come on, Eclipse.
Watch for the No shield.
Well, that was terrible of me.
Oh, it's this.
Divert everyone except my guard from Niket. I'll handle him and the kid personally.
Damn it, I'm not letting her get Oriana.
Taking cover.
Excuse me. Hostile forces have engaged. Backup systems engaged.
Enemy down!
Eclipse.
Careful, combat drones.
Yes!
Target.
Grabbing cover.
We can cut down through the cargo line. They've seen it. Light him up!
Fire! Combat drone engaged!
Eclipse operatives have attempted to delay you by disabling the elevators. I am overriding their lockdown.
Deploy combat drone!
That one hit!
Niket has reached the terminal. He'll switch the family over to our transport.
Niket? But that can't be right.
Obviously it is. No, I'm starting to get a headache from...
Maybe the captain knows we're listening in, and she's feeding misinformation about Niket making a switch.
Dang.
Or maybe it means something else. Niket wouldn't do that. Damn it, why won't this thing go any faster?
What makes you so sure that Niket wouldn't turn on you?
He could have turned on me when I ran away. I'm sure my father tried to buy him off. If he didn't do it then, why would he do it now?
Did Niket know that you took Oriana from your father?
No, he just found out about that recently. It was too personal to involve someone else. I never really thought about it, but maybe... No, he'd have to understand why I did it. He knows what I went through.
You know him, Miranda. If you don't think he'd betray you, then I'm sure there's another explanation.
I don't know, damn it. But I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yep.
And then I'll have a word with this captain and Yala.
Listen to me. I've got authorization to change their booking.
I'm sorry, sir. We're under security lockdown. Until the situation in the cargo terminal is resolved, no passengers can be rebooked.
This isn't worth my time, Niket. I get paid regardless of how the girl gets there.
No. I was told that I could handle this my way. We're not traumatizing the family any more than we... Miri.
This should be fun.
Niket, you sold me out.
How do you want to handle this, Miranda?
Why, Niket? You were my friend. You helped me get away from my father.
Yes, because you wanted to leave. That was your choice. But if I'd known that you'd stolen a baby...
I didn't steal her. I rescued her.
From a life of wealth and happiness, you weren't saving her. You were getting back at your father.
How did Miranda's father turn you?
They told me you'd kidnapped your baby sister all those years ago. They said I could help get her back peacefully. No trauma to the family. I told them you'd never do that. They could go to hell. Then you finally told me what you'd done. I called them back that night.
Why didn't you call me, Niket? We've been through a lot. You could have at least let me explain.
I deserve to know that you'd stolen your sister, Miri. I deserve to know you were with Cerberus. But I had to hear it from your father first.
I knew Eclipse was willing to get their hands dirty, but kidnapping a kid?
I'm not stealing her. I'm rescuing her.
Exactly.
Come on, Niket. Let's finish this bitch off and get out of here.
Take your best shot.
I was just waiting for you to finish getting dressed. Or does Cerberus really let you whore around in that outfit?
Whether or not you agree with Miranda, Oriana has been with her
We don't
family
agree
for
with
years
slut shaming in this house
Her father
either.
can still
Miranda
give her
can
a
wear
better
whatever the
life.
hell she wants.
You don't know what my father wants for her.
I know that I've been poor, Miri. I didn't much care for it.
He wants to take a girl away from the only family she's ever known. Doesn't that tell you what he really is?
If you're working for Miranda's father, that means he knows about Oriana. We need to find a new solution.
Miranda's father has no information about Oriana. I knew you had spy programs in your father's system, Miri, so I kept it private. I'm the only one who knows.
Which means that you're the only loose end. This isn't how I wanted it to end, Niket.
Miranda, wait. You don't want to do this.
This has to end here, Shepard. My father will keep trying to find Oriana.
Maybe Niket can help. Talk to your father. Just say you got here first.
I'll tell him that you hid her. That I don't know where she is.
I never want to see you again,
His
Niket.
opinion in
Done.
what way?
Now, if you don't mind, I have a shipment to deliver.
You'll die for that, bitch!
Ready to roll! Time to earn my pay. I will rip you. Taking fire! Engaging hostiles! Get ready to burn! Watch for the drone! Deploying warfield!
This is a terrible location.
I've got nothing! Recover! Over there! I will finish your part of my mind. Stay on them! I'll kill any runners myself!
Gosh.
9-9.
Come on, people!
Hostiles to the left.
This is what
They're screaming.
Here, perfect! There could be more Eclipse mercs near the shuttle. I want to make sure Oriana and her family get on safely. I can't believe Niket
Almost
sold me
done.
out.
Almost done.
I didn't even see it coming.
Even with all your upgrades, you're human just like the rest of us.
But I let it get
You say
personal
in
and
front
I
of a
screwed
non-human.
up. Why didn't you let me kill him? I could have handled that. But watching him get gunned down by that Asari bitch.
You still cared for him, even if he betrayed you.
You're right. And my father knew it. He used that against me. It's always been like this. My father gave me anything I ever wanted, but there was always a hook.
That was
an
a
angle
ridiculous
for his long-term
sneeze.
plan. I threw away everything he ever gave me when I ran. Except Niket. Weakness on my part?
You can't toss aside everything you care about just to be safe.
Good
It's
advice.
okay, Shepard.
Life
My father
advice.
hurt me, but he didn't break me. As much as he tried to turn me into exactly what he wanted, I'm my own person.
Any other old friends your father might use against you?
No, I cut ties with everyone else. Anyone I'm close to now works for Cerberus. Or you.
So you
My father's
recognize that I
powerful,
don't
but
work
he
for
won't cross the
Cerberus.
elusive
Great!
man.
You still have Oriana.
My father didn't give her to me. I rescued her.
You
but
kidnapped her,
yes,
technically, but...
You're right.
Like, from a legal
I still have
perspective,
something.
you kidnapped her, let's be real, but... Context given... It's a little bit different. There is nuance to that conversation.
No sign of Eclipse. It looks like we're clear. There she is. She's safe. With her family. Come on, we should go.
Don't you even want to say hello?
It's not about what I want, it's about what's right for her. The less she knows about me, the better. She's got a family. A life. I'll just complicate that for her.
She doesn't need any details, but would it really be so bad for her to know she has a sister who loves her?
Right?
I guess not.
Go on. We'll wait here.
Although really, like, she said that Oriana was grown when she was a teenager. That doesn't look at all like Miranda, but it's fine. But yeah, like... Okay, so... confrontation time. Almost forgot about that. I was almost about to be like, okay, so we're done. We're not done. We're not done. We have to see how the confrontation goes.
Jack and Miranda are in the middle of a disagreement. Can you head it off before they tear out a bulkhead?
I'll deal with it.
Take pictures.
That's awful, Joker.
Touch me and I will smear the walls with you, bitch!
Enough. Stand down, both of you.
The cheerleader won't admit what Cerberus did to me was wrong.
It wasn't Cerberus. Not really. But clearly you were a mistake.
Oh! Screw you! You've got no
Out of
idea what they
line.
put me through. Maybe it's time I showed you.
Our mission is too important to let personal feelings get in the way.
Fuck your feelings. I just want her dead.
Love
You
that.
both
Fuck
know what
your
we're
feelings.
up against.
Hell yeah.
Save your anger for the collectors.
I can put aside my differences until the mission's over.
Sure, I'll do my part. I'd hate to see her die before I get a chance to fillet her myself.
You two gonna be okay?
It's a good thing you came by when you did. As long as she does her job, we'll be fine. Thanks, Shepard. Thanks again, Shepard. Taking the time to help me with my sister.
That went fine.
I couldn't have reached
Great.
Oriana
I
in
was
time
nervous
without your
about
help.
that.
I'm glad Niket tried to redeem himself. For what good it did. Thank you for stopping me, Commander.
Are you happy about your sister's relocation?
She has what I wanted her to have.
We'll talk to everybody
A normal
too,
life,
because we've done all
and the freedom to choose her own
loyalty
path.
quests.
And she knows she has an older sister. A friend.
Are you gonna talk to her again?
I honestly don't know. For once, I haven't planned that far ahead. I'll deal with it after our mission. I have to stay focused, and she needs time to adjust to her new home.
You never told me what you talked about.
I introduced myself. Her family was shocked. She adjusted quickly, of course.
Ow.
She's as smart as I am. She plays the violin, loves the adagio movement of Nielsen's Fifth, just like I do. She wants to work in colony development. Told a joke about it. She's really funny. Something we don't share.
Let me know if I can do anything else.
I think I got it from here. My father has no chance at
Wigs
finding her
get so
family
ratty
in a
when
new
you wear
location.
them. Just like saying.
But thank you, Commander. My sister is safe again, thanks in large part to you. I won't forget that.
That was a weird smile.
Thank you, Commander. Rupert put the new supplies to good use.
Shepard, need me for something?
Have you got a minute?
Sure, just killing time anyway. I wanted to thank you again for your help with Sidonis. Whatever happens with the Collectors or the Reapers or whoever else comes after us, I know you'll get the job done.
You actually think we'll find something worse than collectors
You actually
or
think we'll
Reapers?
find something worse than the
I'd like to
collectors or
expect the
reapers?
worst. There's a small chance I'll be pleasantly surprised.
With your guys' luck, yes.
I couldn't do this without you, Garrus.
Sure you could. Not as stylishly, of course. It's strange going into a suicide mission on a human ship. Your people don't prepare for high-risk operations the way Turians do.
Honestly, Garrus, what do you think our chances are?
Honestly,
The Collectors killed you once, and all they did is piss you off. I can't imagine they'll stop you this time. But an unmapped area, advanced technology, and the Collectors. We're going to lose people. No way around that. Not a happy analysis, I know. Don't worry.
I can't hear any of this, but to be honest, my ears are sore and I don't want to put my headset back on.
Do you ever regret leaving CSEC or the Turian military?
Not for a minute. When it comes down to it, Shepard, I don't think I'm a very good Turian. When a good Turian hears a bad order, he follows it. He might complain, but he knows his place. I just don't see the point in staying quiet and polite.
Maybe that's what I'll do the rest of the day is I've got wigs to work on.
How do Turian crews get ready for high-risk missions?
With violence, usually. Turian ships have more operational discipline than your alliance, but fewer personal restrictions. Our commanders run us tight, and they know we need to blow off steam. Turian ships have training rooms for exercise, combat sims, even full-contact sparring. Whatever lets people work off stress.
You mean Turian ships have crewmen fighting each other before a mission?
It's supervised, of course. Nobody's going to risk an injury that interferes with the mission, and it's a good way to settle grudges amicably. I remember right before one mission, we were about to hit a Batarian pirate squad. Very risky. This recon scout and I had been at each other's throats. Nerves, mostly. She suggested we settle it in the ring.
Yeah, just beat each other up, right?
I assume you took her down gently?
Actually, she and I were the top-ranked hand-to-hand specialists on the ship. I had reach, but she had flexibility. It was brutal. After 9 rounds, the judge called it a draw. There were a lot of unhappy bettors in the training room. We ended up holding a tiebreaker in her quarters. I had reach.
Okay.
She had
that
flexibility.
escalated?
More than one way to work off stress, I guess.
I thought you'd be used to high-risk operations on human ships. I mean, think about trekking Saren to Ilos.
Sure, but that was quick. We raced out, landed, blew up some Geth, and saved the galaxy. This time we've got Miranda and Cerberus and that AI all telling us what we're up against. I think I preferred blind optimism.
Thanks for the talk, Garrus. I'll see you later.
Sure thing.
More codex thing entries that I'm never gonna look at. Yeah, so now we just talk to Thane, Samara. I think it's just Thane and Samara. Tali! Shit, forgot Tali. She's the one I started with!
Morinth haunted my dreams and waking hours equally. For the first time in 400 years, I am free. I am a ruined vessel of sorrow and regret,
but I
I am free.
Wow.
It is not a feeling I can describe.
Was it worth it?
It was never a question of worth, but of need. I had to take the action I did, as did she. This was never a story that would have a happy outcome.
You did your duty.
That's how it is
What about your
sometimes.
feelings?
One of my daughters is dead.
It is what it is.
My hopes, my dreams were all bound up in my children. Still, my feelings have always come after my duty. The same is true of you.
You said that Morinth was a monster, but she was still your daughter.
She was the strongest and smartest. She would not accept the injustice thrust upon her. She fought to the end. I am so proud of her, Shepard.
Killed her for being what she was.
And I would again. But I also know what it means to leave everything behind and fight.
She admired her daughter.
Do you realize that she went on the run
She
at
didn't
the age of
approve
40?
of what she did, but...
I do not know human years well, but it is very young for Asari.
What will you do now that Morinth is gone?
Assuming I survive your mission, I am a Justikar. Injustice still exists, and perhaps even other Ardatyakshi.
There's no way to correct the condition Morinth had?
We are an advanced species, but we don't have magic. When the trait manifests at maturity, it is too late for mitigation. It only occurs in purebloods like myself. Perhaps that is the root of the stigma regarding Asari-exclusive pairings. I don't know.
I thought Ardat-Yakshi were extremely rare.
Asari have spread to many worlds. There are remote regions with no government oversight. If I travel to those worlds, and they do exist, I will find them.
Morinth claimed that her condition was the future of the Asari race.
Morinth would say anything that served her cause. Ardat Yakshi are sterile, Shepherd. That wouldn't be a particularly viable future for my people.
You don't want to settle down?
I did. I returned to my homeworld and tried to start a family. I will fight and struggle all my life. That is my fate. When I die, it will not be in bed. I am at peace with that.
Don't be fatalistic.
You still control the direction of your life.
Sad. Like, it's really sad.
I truly am.
I'm glad you're at peace with
Due
it,
in no
but
small part.
it's a tragedy. It's fucking tragic. Like, you can't expect me to be like, oh yeah, Samara, just spend your entire life fighting until finally somebody kills you. Like, you deserve better.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Certainly.
Oh? Okay.
If you don't mind my saying, you don't really seem like an assassin.
So he doesn't talk to us.
You've spent too much time fighting thugs.
But
who think
everybody else has
custom-painted
that.
armor makes them professionals. The Hanar trained my body for this role since I was 6 years old.
You've been killing since you were 6?
Of course not. I didn't make my first kill until I was 12. They were training me. I was not to be used and thrown away. I was an investment.
You were a child, not an investment.
Different
I've given
culture,
you the wrong
Shepherd.
idea. They valued me, yes, as a resource, but also as a person.
Different cultures.
They regretted their need for me.
The Hanar? Excessively polite, worship the Protheans? They don't seem the type who'd train assassins.
Every species trains assassins. The Hanar are only unusual in that they need other species to do the killing for them. They have a strong grip and natural toxins, but have you ever seen one move quickly outside of water? Or fire a gun?
Valid.
Why did your parents agree to this?
The agreement was made under the Compact. It was an honor for our family.
The Compact?
We live on the Hanar homeworld because they rescued us, some of us, from extinction. We owe them our lives. That is the Compact.
What exactly are the terms of the Compact?
There are many things the Hanar can't do, even with mechanical aid. They ask Drell to assist them.
This can't be legal. They made your whole race into slaves.
Don't insult me, Shepherd. Anyone can refuse to serve. Few do. We owe our
Once again,
existence to the Hanar.
cultural. You don't
We are
have to be
proud
comfortable
repay
with
the
it,
debt.
but it is a cultural thing.
Why was your race going extinct?
Overpopulation. That must sound trite to you. Humans developed mass effect drive before the problem became acute. Our homeworld, Rakana, had few resources. We hadn't even developed fusion power when the soil began to fail from overuse and pollution.
Dang.
The Hanar found us a century ago. They sent hundreds of ships, evacuated thousands of us. Billions more had to be left behind.
What's the state of Rakana now?
Do you read your philosophers? A man named Thomas Hobbes? When all the world is overcharged with inhabitants, then the last remedy of all is war, which provideth for every man by victory or death. As Rakana died around them, my people slaughtered each other for mouthfuls of water, crumbs of food.
Well, that's dark.
But you don't kill for the Hanar anymore. You're freelance. What changed?
I was asleep for a long time, yes. I paid no attention to what my body was asked to do, but then... Laser dot trembles on the skull. One finger twitch, he dies. Then, the smell of spice on the spring wind. Sunset-covered eyes defiant in the scope. The laser dances away. My apologies. Drell slip into memory so easily.
Was that one of your assassinations?
Yes. Perhaps we can discuss it later. I've wasted too much of your
Okay,
time.
well, you know what? We'll talk to Tali, I guess.
Do you need something?
You mind if I ask you a few
Not at
questions?
all.
We need to have the best equipment
Forgot about
possible to
that.
take on the collectors. You have any leads I
need
could
to do
chase
that.
down?
My old contact network often located rare equipment for me. Would you like me to get in
I
touch
need all
with
the
them?
ship
Let's see what they've
upgrades.
got.
Ooh. Damn.
Do you need something?
Have a few minutes to talk?
Later. I'd like to consider.
should go.
I shall return to my
Fine
meditations.
then. Be like that. Which means I do have to talk to Samara again. Be like, hey, so...
How are you?
Perhaps we could speak later. I wish to meditate.
Upgrades?
Do you have any suggestions about using some of the resources we've gathered?
Thank you.
I believe I can use some of them to increase our fuel reserves so we can explore further. Shall I tell you?
Show me what it would take.
And now we'll talk to Tali and be like, hey, so Tali, what's going on? We didn't get you exiled.
Garrus put some crazy tech into the main guns. There's almost
Heck
double
yeah.
the power.
Keela, I'm sorry I dragged you into Quarian politics. All that infighting,
Quarian politics
seeing
are
what my
cleaner than
father
human
did.
ones.
You were the only one there for me, Shepard. The only cover I had against that storm. Thank you.
I imagine they're trying to fill your father's spot on the Admiralty board.
I have no idea. Being exiled might have made it easier. A few people are
Interesting.
suggesting me as a candidate. Replacing an admiral takes time, though. You may
Admiral
not have noticed,
Tali.
but Quarians like to debate.
Tali Zora. Vas Normandy. That would be cool.
Are Quarian politics always like that?
No. Sometimes it can actually get unpleasant. We're a very social people, Shepard. We have to be, to make up for being stuck in these suits. And part of that means getting involved in each other's business.
The whole trial was insulting. You should have had
You should
time
have been
to
told
mourn
that your father was dead before you
I
got
don't
there.
think life is about what you deserve. But my father
In
would
all
be
honesty.
honored that I chose to mourn him by blowing up a lot of gas. I should get back to work. But thanks for checking on me.
So yeah, let's grab that last research thing for the ship. I will never, ever get rid of the scars. I mean, I don't notice them on her face anymore, but I like having the scars. It makes it interesting. Always sniper rifle damage first. Armor upgrades. Hard shields. I never use meta gel. Prototypes. Oh, I should have done tech damage, considering, you know, I have tech powers. But I didn't, and it's too late now. Good enough.
Commander, you've received a new message at
Have I, Kelly? I hate it. I hate it. I don't... You have a new message at your terminal. Do I, Kelly? Don't freaking lie to me. I don't have any messages. How dare you tell me that I do? Okay, and then we're done. So, I forget what button is my end screen. Nope. Here we go. All right. Let me shut this down. So, that was a lot of fun. Next time we will be taking on the Reaper IFF. And yeah, hopefully we'll be wrapping this up really soon. And we'll get on to Mass Effect 3. which is wild. I've never completed Mass Effect 3, and I feel like by streaming it, I'll actually be like held accountable for finishing it. So I'm really excited for that. Anyway, yeah, so if you didn't notice, I am also selling limited edition Halloween merchandise because I love Halloween, as I mentioned at the beginning of this. Also, you know, I mentioned that you can actually buy the backdrop I have on my game screen, as well as a couple other wallpapers over on my Ko-fi. So absolutely go check that out. It's all listed in my About page, all those links. So go ahead and snag them. Yeah, and if all else fails, always check my link tree because I have all of the good stuff packed in there. I'm also really excited for my Halloween event over on YouTube at the end of the month. It's exciting, and I'm excited, and I love it. So, I hope to see you next time. Have a lovely day. Bye. Where is the button? Bye.